On December 7th, 2021, the Davie Police Department identified the body of a woman who had been murdered and dumped in a canal in 1975 and had remained unidentified for 46 years. The woman was identified as Carolyn Dunn Moudy of Indianola, Mississippi, who was 21 years old at the time of her death. Similar to the Joseph DeAngelo / Golden State Killer case, the Davie police were able to create a family tree of the unidentified woman after exhuming her body, which had been buried for over 40 years. By creating a family tree, they identified her through relatives utilizing genetic databases. In 2020, police released an updated composite of the victim. Carolyn Moudy had a daughter, Edna, who expressed her gratitude to law enforcement for identifying her mother and bringing some closure to the case. Carolyn Moudy went missing in July 1974, according to her family in Mississippi. When her body was found on December 23, 1975, in the Sunshine Ranches area of southwestern Broward County, she was badly decomposed. The medical examiner estimated her age to be between 18 to 35 years old. Dr. Jeffrey Mann, the medical examiner, stated that she had been dead for approximately 6 weeks. She was described as a white female with brown hair, approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall, and weighing 120 pounds. She was clothed in a turtleneck and sleeveless blouse, red or maroon slacks without pockets, and high-laced boots. She was wearing gold and camo rings and a bead and metal necklace. At the time, she was noted as having drowned, but the cause of death was unknown. It is currently believed to have been a homicide. At the time, it was unclear whether she had been sexually assaulted. However, her slacks had been torn open. When I researched this case and published my book, it was unclear whether this Jane Doe would ever be identified. However, the surprise announcement a few days ago shows that police are working on these cold cases. They should be commended for their diligence and their attention to bringing some closure to the families. Initially, the body of Jane Doe, aka Carolyn Moudy, was not linked to the other Canal murders. However, by the end of 1975, at least 14 young women had been murdered, with most of their bodies being dumped in canals in Dade and Broward counties. The murders of Ronnie Gorland and Elise Rapp, the two flat tire victims, were definitely linked by law enforcement. What was Carolyn Moudy doing in Broward County? Why had she left Mississippi? Was she linked to the other canal and flat tire murders? The answers to these questions depend largely on the public coming forward with tips, in my opinion. In my book, I discuss a number of other Jane Does, including a young woman who was found in a shallow grave near a canal in Broward County in October 1975 by a hunter. The area was south of Andytown, which is a small city near US 27. A number of other victims have been found near that area. The October 1975 Jane Doe was 95% decomposed. She was found nude and had been shot through the head. She was estimated to be between 16 to 25 years old, with long brown hair and between 5 feet and 5 feet 7 inches tall. She had no wisdom teeth, which indicated she was likely a teenager. Like Carolyn Moudy, she was not linked to the Canal murders at that time. Will this Jane Doe be identified? I have no doubt that the police are working on the case, and they will eventually identify this young woman. However, the identification of these victims is not the end. These girls were the victims of homicide, and the person or persons responsible should be brought to justice. That's why I wrote The Flat Tire Murders, Unsolved Crimes of a South Florida Serial Killer. If you have any information, please contact law enforcement and the Dade and Broward County Sheriffs. Thank you for listening. Please leave your comments below, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you've read the book and you have comments or questions, please leave them below as well. Thank you again for listening.